Again, these guys back here with UADF, the organization that I started, I get hounded on a lot by the left, which again, because they don't like people that stand up and want to fill that gap. We were out there in the city while our elected officials were hiding behind their doors, I guess writing paperwork. We're on the street actually making sure our city doesn't burn. Not even just here, but even up in Denver, up in Fort Collins, up in Bertha, all across even the country. UADF was huge at one point. But January 6th happens. People run, they get scared, they get coward. Why? Because what does the government do again? They make you live in fear. We shouldn't fear our government. The government should be fearing us. And again, what it showed me, I mean, we had thousands of members in UADF. I can use it as a prime example. Oath Keepers the same way. 3%ers were the same way. Thousands of members left. They all got scared of the government. They got scared of being labeled. You ain't doing nothing wrong, don't be scared. It's the government that's always wrong anyways. We have the right to assemble. We have the, it's in the Constitution. We're not a militia, but a well-regulated militia is in the U.S. Constitution. So don't be afraid to be inside of a militia. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you're abiding by the U.S. Constitution. But you have to stand in the gap. You have to get up. Again, we did a lot here in El Paso County, flipping the boards. We did it again. We got to keep doing that. We got to show up to the boards. UADF, we do that a lot too. We show up to the boards. We help the families out that get injured here in Colorado. We show up for the parents that are being threatened by the Antifa BLM members. And don't be afraid to call them out. Let them call you racist. They're the ones that are actually the racists. They're the ones that are the oppressors. They're the ones that are the fascists. We're not. They're trying to shut you down by forcing you, by calling you something you're not. It happens to me a lot. I really don't care. I love it. I mean, just before I came to this event, the local Antifa Colorado Times reporter wanted to reach out to me and ask me about the pastors, one of his little statements. Well, my response back to them was, well, do you support Heidi Beetle's organization that threatened and attacked our neighbors with guns? Do you support Heidi's organization that went in downtown Colorado Springs, caused $100,000 of damage and millions of dollars of damage up in Denver? That's my response to them, and that's how you got to respond back. That's standing in the gap. You don't bow to them. You don't have to answer them. The Gazette did the exact same thing to me. They wanted to publish Colorado Times report about when I stood up in July of 2020, and they said I had a sniper's nest watching over the protesters. I didn't set up no stupid sniper's nest. I mean, how dumb is that in the first place? Yeah, we walked around down the street with guns, but guess what? BLM and Antifa, they got guns as well, and they've been using it. They killed over 40 Americans. Do you guys know that? But yet they're not called a militia. They're not called a domestic terrorist organization. But they'll call you that if you stand up and you protect your city, your neighborhood. That's what they want to try to do. They want to silence you. They want to put you in fear. You got to just say, screw it. I'm going to live my life. I'm not just going to be alive. Fight back, push back. We got to take our country back, plain and simple. Because we're being controlled. And again, that's one of the main reasons why I'm running for mayor of Colorado Springs. We got a strong mayor.